Hello, welcome to this lecture on defects on rolling. Myself, Lovepreet Singh, School of Mechanical Engineering, Galgotia University. We are here for the course of Metal Forming in Practice, VTME 3065. And the today's lecture we will discuss about the basics of rolling. Then we will discuss about the defects in rolling. So objective of today's lecture is basic of roll forging. Then we will discuss about the extrusion and another forging process. Then we will proceed further with the defects in rolling. Rolling. The roll forging it is a forming process used to reduce the cross sectional of a cylinder or rectangular rod by passing through a set of opposing rolls that have matching grooves with respect to desired shape of the final part. It combines both the rolling and forging but classified as forging operations. Depending upon the amount of deformation, the rolls rotate partially, that is roll forged parts are generally stronger and possess the desired grain structure compared to machining that might be used to produce the same part. Next is the orbital forging. In this process, the forming is imparted to workpiece by means of cone-shaped upper die that is simultaneously rolled and pressed into work. The work is supported on the lower die. Because of inclined axis of cone, only a small area of the workforce is compressed at any stage of forming. As the upper die revolves, the area under the compression revolves. Because of partial deformation contact, at any stage of forming there is substitutional reduction in press load requirement. So this is the orbital forging. Here this is the upper die which is partially inclined to this part, and this is the workpiece, and this is lower die. So this is the contact area between the upper die and workpiece. Next is the isothermal forging. It is the hot forging operations in which the work is maintained at some elevated temperature during forming. The forging dies are also maintained at some same elevated temperatures by avoiding chills of work in the contact with cold die surface. The metal flows more readily and force requirement is reduced. The process is expensive than conventional forging and is usually meant for difficult to forge metals like titanium, superalloys, and for complex part shapes. The process is done in vacuum or inter-atmosphere to avoid rapid oxidation of die material. So this animation shows the process of extrusion where the ram is forces the workpiece material to flow through a small die opening, and then the part is extruded. So in the left side, you can see the various products of the extrusion process, like this type of integrated shapes can be obtained easily with the help of uh, a specific design of extrusion opening. So the typical use are used in ductile metals like copper, steel, aluminum, magnesium, plastic, rubber, and common products as you can see in this left side. The extrusion is bulk forming process in which the work material is forced or compressed to flow through the die hole to produce a desired cross-sectional shape. Example are squeezing toothpaste from the toothpaste tube. Advantage are variety of shapes are possible, especially hot extrusion. Grain structural strength properties are enhanced in cold and warm extrusion. Close tolerance are possible, mainly in cold extrusion. So the types of extrusion are direct or forward extrusion, indirect or backward extrusion. In the direct extrusion, the metal belt is formed first loaded into container having die holes. A ram compresses the material, forces it to flow through die holes, and as some extra portion of the billet will be present at the end of process that cannot be extruded and cut, but it is separated from the product by cutting it. Uh, so in the direct extrusion, this is the ram. This is our small opening of the desired shape, and for which we require the desired shape product. This is our workpiece. So in this case, the ram is moves in the same direction in which the final workpiece is moved. So here you can see this is moving in this direction, and this is mandrel, the opening of the this is the final product, which is moving in the same direction. So this is called the direct extrusion. So the hollow shapes of cylindrical parts or these square parts with the hollow shape are produced with the help of direct extrusion. So mandrel is used to make the process, make the product hollow. This is die, this is workpiece, this is container. In the direct extrusion, significant amount of friction exists between the billet surface and the container wall. As the billet is forced to slide down toward the die opening because of presence of friction, a substitutional increase in the ram force is required. In this type, the die is mounted to ram and not on the container. As the ram compresses the metal, it flows through the die hole on the ram side, which is opposite direction to movement of ram. So this is hollow ram, that is a hollow press, which moves in this directions, and the final product is moving in the just opposite direction of the force applied. So since there is no relative motion between billet and container, there is no friction of the interface. Hence the ram force is lower than in direct extrusion. So limitations are low rigidity of a hollow ram, difficulty in supporting the extruded product at the exit. The sliding friction in the indirect extrusion is called Columbus friction. Stresses the tau between the two surface is proportional to normal pressure P. So tau is equal to mu into P. The sticking force is tau is equal to M into K, where K is the yield shear yield strength, and that is equal to shear yield strength, and assuming a friction force, M is equal to 1, where here in this case M is the friction force. The condition exists in the hot forging where no lubrication is used. In higher friction conditions, mostly a part of containing surface, connecting surface may be in the slipping and another part in sticking condition. Extrusion dies. The two important factors in extrusion dies are die angle and orifice shapes. For low die angle, the surface area of the die is large, resulting in increased friction at the die billet interface. That is, higher friction result in higher ram force. For a large die angle, more turbulence in the metal flow is caused during the reduction, increasing the ram force requirement. The effect of die angle on the ram force is a U-shaped function. It is as you can see in this diagram also. This is ram force and this is die angle. The curve is U-shaped. The higher friction at low coefficient of friction, then this is the higher, and then work at higher. This is optimum. Next part, it is the die material for extrusion process. For hot extrusion process, tools and alloy steel are used. Important properties die materials are high wear resistance, high thermal conductivity to remove heat from the process. For cold extrusion, tool steel and cemented carbon are used. Carbide are used when the high production rate, longer tool life, and good dimensional control are expected from this process. Next is other extrusion process. The first one is impact extrusion. It is performed at high speed and shorter stroke. The billet is extruded through the die by impact pressure and not just by applying pressure. In this case, by impacting can be carried out the forward extrusion and backward extrusion and combination of these. In this case, you can see in this diagram, this is forward extrusion, means in one pass one impact it's extruded. In this second part is the backward extrusion where the this is punch, this is die, this is material, the material flows in the backward direction, and in the combined the material flows in both directions, forward and backward also. The impact extrusion is carried out at cold forming. Very thin walls are possible by backward impact extrusion methods, that is making toothpaste tubes. Advantages of impact extrusion are larger reduction and high production rates. Next is the hydrostatic extrusion. In this process, the material is froze in with the hydrostatic force in the same direction of the in which the force is applied. This is ram and this is our workpiece, and here the force is applied. Then this is extruded shape. In hydrostatic extrusion, the billet is surrounded with a fluid inside the container, and the fluid is pressurized by the forward motion up to the ram. There is no friction inside the container because of the fluid. The friction is minimized at the die opening. If used at high temperature, special fluids and procedures must be followed. Hydrostatic pressure on the work and no frictional situation increase the material's ductility. Hence, this process can be used on metals that would be too brittle for conventional extrusion methods. This process is also applicable for ductile material, and here high reduction ratios are possible. Next is the tube drawing process. In this process, the tubes or small diameter shapes, cylindrical shapes are produced. This is operation used to reduce the diameter or wall thickness of the seamless tubes and pipes. The tube drawing process can be done either or with or without the mandrel. The simplest method uses no mandrel and is used for a diameter reduction is called a tube sinking. But inside diameter wall thickness cannot be controlled, so mandrel is required. So in this process, the rod is in the first animation you can see this is the rod drawing process where the rod is drawn. This is a die. This part is die. This is rod, and the second is a tube drawing without mandrel. Here in this process, the no mandrel is used, so the internal diameter means this diameter cannot be controlled. So if you want to control, then we have to insert one mandrel here. This is mandrel which is inserted in this die so that the internal and external diameter can be controlled. This is a fixed mandrel, so it does not change its length. This is a floating mandrel which change its length according to our product. It continues to last slide. The mandrel, there is two type of mandrel. One is fixed mandrel, then second is the floating plug or floating mandrel. In the case the mandrel is attached, in the case of fixed mandrel, the mandrel is attached to a long support bar to control the inside diameter and wall thickness during the operations. The length of the support bar restricts the length of tube that can be drawn. In the case of using floating plug, as a name suggests, a mandrel float inside the tube and shape is designed so that it finds a suitable position in the reduction zone of the die. There is no length restriction in as with a fixed mandrel. So next is the defects in rolling. As you can see, this is the waviness which is occurred on the rolling object. This is due to some foreign material attached with the roller, so that there is this waviness shape will produce on our final product. This is the distortion that is occurred in our final product while excessive rolling is done. This is cracking, as you can see the cracks here. This is edge defect where the other product is right, but on the edges side it is distorted like this. These are the reference from the where the all the details and images are taken. This is the reference books also, so you can refer these materials for further study. Thank you.